everybody. This is Dave and Eric from Team Powerhouse, Coldwell Banker, the Powercast from Team Powerhouse. It is Tuesday. It's 5 p.m., and we are so excited to have you on our show today. You might hear in the background my daughter come in every so often. We're away. My family and I are away. We're in Florida. We decided to do a week in Florida because we were supposed to be in Jamaica, and we were out of that little option because of the whole COVID situation. Didn't want to get stuck in Jamaica in a room for 10 days.
Wait,
And Eric,
did you say stuck in Jamaica?
well, being stuck in Jamaica would be great if I was on a beach and enjoying myself. The problem is the rules now, if you were actually out of the country and you get stuck, they put you in a room like a jail. I mean, they serve you 3 meals a day. And with me, my son, my wife, my daughter, someone would be on, probably get killed, and it'd probably be me. So I figured,
What?
I figured for sure I don't want to take a chance on that. So we decided to
It's
reroute.
my new
We
cologne.
rented a house in Pompano Beach. So we are in Pompano with the first day of actual sunny skies, ironically, behind me, which has been very nice to feel and enjoy the sun a little bit today.
So
Eric's
are you
back.
in a hotel?
No, we rented a house actually
Oh, did you
in
give it
Pompano.
the realtor look?
I actually, any house I walk into, I can't help but
I
give
know.
the walk through. You know what I mean?
I know
And
when I go into a house the first time and I'm, like a family member or friend or something, and it's the first time I'm walking in and they give me the tour, I find myself doing the realtor look, It's like, okay, well, there's no leaks in the ceiling, good.
and you know what the funny part is? Then they start asking you your opinion on things they should do to the house, right? I mean, or do they want to know the answers that you're going to give them? How does that happen with you, Eric?
Um, oh, I just tell them it's family. They already know. They can barely, stand me as a family member.
Oh man! So I'm so happy to finally. First of all, happy New Year to everybody. So excited to have this new year start off. We have some great predictions we think in the market that's going to be happening this upcoming year.
We,
Eric and I were talking.
you
We
have your predictions. I have mine.
Okay, it's fair. We definitely have some predictions for 2022. I think it's been an amazing year for us, all of us in the real estate market. And we'll go over a couple things over
And
here as to what we see
especially with Team
happening,
Powerhouse.
especially Team Powerhouse. The team has been on fire lately.
They're killing
The
it.
amount of They are really killing it. Balvin, Gary, Charlesy,
Gene,
um, Jean, Jean Max is lighting the. It's unbelievable. I'm so proud of everyone in this team, Eric, and you of course are killing it as always, which is why you are as good as you are. I'm so proud of this team. It's really amazing, and I have to tell you, it's so good to have you back in the saddle with me because when you're not with me, it just feels like I'm almost like half dressed.
well, I
Charles
was
did an
I was stuck in Jamaica the last
yeah.
two Tuesdays. No.
um,
So, are you going to cough every time I make you laugh? Because it's going to be a
my it's
tough
it's very
podcast.
possible. A little bit, just a little bit.
All right, I'll keep the laughing down to a minimum.
I got my red solo cup with a little juice inside here to keep me fluid. I wish I had my Team Powerhouse tumbler, but I left it back at home in the office with you over there.
Yes.
So Val made me a nice drink to have while I'm sitting here talking to you guys. All right, so yeah, go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry. What are you drinking over there, by the way? Is that bourbon?
No, it's water. Just plain water.
Okay, sure. Yeah, okay.
No, you have the
I don't.
mojito. I have the water.
Yeah, okay. Mojito. So, guys, if you're listening and you're watching Jonathan's in studio, I want to make sure that if you have any questions, please reach out. Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. Please be on alert for questions and answers. I want to send a shout out to Pat Pagano, who is so excited to have his Tumblr. I would love to post of it on Facebook. And if you did receive a Tumblr from us, I would love for you to post that photo of your Tumblr and tag us in it because it's a great Tumblr. And it's a lot of fun to use it out and about. Let's talk about some things happening in 22. So, number one, I definitely will say to you, I definitely see the interest rates going up. We hear about it. They're talking about it. This isn't political. as much as it is what's going on and how things are happening. Um, it's definitely something I see and Eric sees. I think for sure the rates going up. Eric, would you agree with me on that?
Yeah, based on everything I hear about the Fed and everything, yeah, it looks like it's going to go up. It's not going to go up above 4,
Right.
not quickly anyway.
Correct. And it's probably going to be in the ballpark, 3.5, 3.6 interest rate. It's funny. I remember when I bought a house back in my first place. I was 27, bought our first condo, and that was in 2001. And my interest rate was 7.75, and didn't think twice about it. And the honest truth is, you have to put more money down than you do today. That's for sure. 3.6 is nothing. We're so used to seeing it the twos and threes that it really makes a big difference for probably your first time buyer that feels it the most, because they're probably always cutting it close to how much you're putting down, what kind of payment they're going to be at, and it just basically what it changes. It might change 50 bucks difference in their monthly payment. Would you
Well,
agree?
Dave, what was it in 1981?
In 1981,
Nudge, nudge,
actually, it's funny you mentioned that, Eric. We had 18% interest rates. In 1981, 18% interest rates,
18 and a
and you
half.
couldn't, 18 and a half, okay, thank you. And you couldn't put less than 20% down on a house. And the housing market was still blowing up and people were still doing it. That's where it makes a big difference in seeing what the rates are today, not to be affected by it. I see that what's going to happen. Let's talk about mortgage rates a little bit, Eric. Actually, if you want to go into it, how does the mortgage rates, how does it happen? Um, tell me about a little about the treasury, how they're tied into it. Do you have any kind of you could put into that?
Any
Little,
input on that?
yeah, could you add a little something to that?
Like how
Well, the
how
interest
they're
they're tied to the treasury, the stock and the bonds.
well, yeah, they're tied to the 10-year Treasury.
Exactly.
Yeah, so but the 10-year Treasury note is also affected by stocks and bonds. So,
Yep.
you know,
So, all right, going back to that, we don't see that at this rate, 3.5% rate. We'll see a strong demand. Okay, so we're going to see a strong demand this year on purchasing. It's going to be actually our prediction. I think it's going to be the strongest real estate market we've seen in 10 years. Um, I think that the appreciation of homes is going to start to skyrocket even higher. Um, and what's going to happen is, while the rates are higher, we're going to see a lot more action happening in the real estate market. What do you say about that, Eric?
I agree. I'm not going to go so far as to say it's going to be the best market in 10 years. I think it's going to be a super strong market. I know just from my experiences from this year, a lot of the folks that I was working with in the second half of the year are still
Yep.
looking.
Okay.
So
Because
there
there's no
are
homes though.
still, but there are still a lot of buyers out there. So there's the folks that we were working with, and then there's the folks that are just entering into the market again, for the first time. The folks that didn't get a house in the second half of the year or the fourth quarter of the year are still looking. Like I know I'm working with folks that are still looking. You know, we started
100%.
we started late in the fourth quarter and we didn't get what we wanted, and we're just starting new year, but still the same search.
You know, these same buyers, what's going to happen is they're going to have to go higher in price. That's it. They're just going to have to go up between 25 and 50,000 on their purchase price. They're going to be in $100 payment more per month than they want it to be per se, but it's only where they're getting in. That's number one in my opinion. Um, and I've been talking to buyers like that because they sold their house. They want to buy. The properties are going up in value so fast, and with the lack of property coming in, I definitely see that this is going to be one of the largest years of property coming on the market. The question is, right, with the amount of property coming on the market, is there going to be mm, a decrease in value? And I say no, because the amount of people are shopping still. Um, the buyers, I think, today are with better financial positions who are buying today. Um, Even though the interest rates are going to go up, I think that it's definitely going to not affect that buyer as much. That the person buying between 100 and 250, that'll affect them a little bit because for them, $1,500 a month in their payment is going to make a difference. I think the person who's buying between 250 and 400, it's not going to change much for them. They may not be where they want to be, but it won't affect them at all. And I think as people get higher in price, it'll affect them even less because of the fact of how cash positive they are. What's your thoughts?
So here's the concern I have.
Yes.
So, like I said, I'm working with folks that we were working middle to the end of last year, and now we're entering 2022. The inventory is what it is right now. I
Yep.
just had the MLS open. I was looking to see how many new listings there were.
Yep.
But I know this: it's not where it could be, or where it
Right.
should be. And this was because I know when I first started in the business, you had explained to me about the spring market, right?
Yes.
So the spring market is a misnomer because it doesn't open in the spring,
That's exactly true,
right?
man.
And it's
Absolutely
and
true.
it's like the summer blockbuster. So the summer blockbuster used to come out like 4th of July, right? And then the studios are like, okay, well, we don't want to have to wait until the 4th because we can do the summer blockbuster the middle of June, you know?
Right.
And so they come out with a movie in June, and that's summer blockbuster, right?
Yes.
Now the summer blockbuster is coming out in like April.
Right.
So it's like with the spring market, it doesn't start in the spring. It starts in the winter. I told my folks that the spring market's coming,
Yes.
and you can anticipate some places opening up. But
Yes.
some of the articles that I was reading, they're I was trying to give them an idea of what that time frame is going to be. And since the spring market doesn't have a true linear to it, it's not a
Yes.
specific date. It's hard to say if that's tomorrow
Well,
or
you and I, but hold on, you and I both know January 15th, technically speaking, is when our street market starts because the people who've been trying to get their houses ready, they start to come on the market. January 15th, between January 15th and end of our first week in February, things start to pop, homes start to come on the market, people are getting them ready, and that's what happens, ignites. You're absolutely right. Spring market is not April. It is not April or March or sunshine and warm weather. It is definitely way before. I 100% agree with you. Definitely.
well, it's all about when they put them out.
Yes. 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 Definitely. Um, so, I mean, we have a house coming in the market. I think I kind of intruded about it. It's a house in West Haven. Now, this
Interluded, is that
house,
a word?
I just made it up, actually. It's a house coming on the market that is in West Haven. It's a block from the beach. Now, this house um, was listed before, very poorly marketed. Photos weren't great. My sellers, and such nice people. When the agent came to their house, they did not feel comfortable to share with them what they should be doing in a house. Now, so you have houses that, for example, didn't sell, as we know, that are coming back in the market. And what's happening is those sellers are realizing that the agent they worked with before didn't give them the pieces to the puzzle they need to do, prepping their house to come on the market. So what happens from there is you have property now with agents who are better, getting the house ready correctly. So house come to market prepared correctly. They're gonna have a little paint, they're gonna have a little finishing touches. The house will be emptied and clean. So when buyers come into those houses now, they're gonna come out as a brand new listing and very exciting to these buyers. Um, so I think there's gonna be a lot more realists coming in the market, different than they used to be. And I think we have a lot more new homes coming in the market that are going to be people who are getting their houses ready for the spring market, January 15th to February 15th in that arena. The property is coming to market, will not require flood insurance, which is a big plus, because the payment, of course, for the insurance policy is going to be much less. So I'm really excited about this spring market man. They're foreseeing that there's going to be a big foreclosure market coming to market in the near future. These people have been waiting. You know what? The price is going to drop. The foreclosure is going to happen. People have been in forbearance. They're going to have to sell. Here's what's happening. That market has been going up so fast. The values have gone up so fast. If they are, been in forbearance, their values are going up so much that they're going to have a piece of chunk in the middle to
Well,
sell.
give him an example of what you're talking about.
Okay, I'll tell
So
you.
like
Actually, I have a personal.
if you bought a house for 200,000, right?
Yes, you bought a house for two
Let's say
hundred
2 years
thousand.
ago, 200,000,
Yes,
and that house with the um, you know, towns vary, but across the state, what would you say the market's up at least 10, 15%? You know,
easily 10,
25%. Well,
15%.
it's but I'm saying it's 25% in some towns, and it's probably more like 10% in others. If you do just just for the purpose of explanation, if you bought a house for 200,000 and it went up 10%, right? You're talking about your
Yep.
house is worth $220,000.
So I'm going to give an example of a house client specifically that we just went to contract. I won't give the address because I don't tell the people who they are. They owned a house. They took that house. They went in forbearance. They didn't pay their mortgage for about 12 months. What they did with the money that they saved is they fixed the house up. They fixed the house up. Guess what happened? The value of that house just went up 25%. They put on the back side of the mortgage to, I think, a 40-year mortgage versus a 30-year mortgage. They came to me and said, hey, we're ready to sell. We just fixed our house up because we took the money that we weren't paying our mortgage with to increase the value of the property. I went and listed the house. We had 7 offers on it within 24 hours. The 7 offers we had increased the value of their house about 25,000 over asking price in 24 hours. So what I'm saying to you is, I'm sorry, the values are growing so fast that someone who bought a house a year or two ago has made already that 10 or 15 or 20% on their home, even in the towns that are the least exciting in Connecticut. Let's not mention those towns because it doesn't sound nice, but towns who have struggled over the last 10 years because of the values and because of the location or the school systems, those properties have increased in value, I don't know, 10, 15, 20% easily.
At minimum
So
10.
at minimum 10. And if they've done work to their house, probably 20 plus. That's the trick.
Well, and
Have they done?
that's the component that you need to clarify for folks is the market value is one thing, but you have two houses that are identical. Let's say 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 3 bed, 2 bath houses, but you
Yes,
have one who has a particular condition level to it, and then you have
yes,
one that's been recently updated. You know, the
yes.
one that's recently updated has more value. So you have the
25%
market
up versus a 10% up.
value plus the improved value of its condition.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the thing of it is, and again, just using that example, is a 10%, let's say, increase on a house that hasn't been improved on versus 25% that has been improved on. And it is supersedes everything that worries about this foreclosure market. So if you're waiting for a housing market to drop, forget about it. It's not happening. We're looking at probably 10 years. As a matter of fact, the amount of homes they need to build today, let's see if I remember my notes. I was making some notes over here. The It will take about 8 to 10 years to build enough homes to offset what is going on in this market. 8 to 10 years, and there's not enough land right now to buy. They have to basically buy all the houses that are, I don't know, demolished, build houses up. There's the lack of material and all these other things happening. 8 to 10 years before there'll be an offset based on homes being built.
We have a question.
Yes,
I'm always excited to throw in that we have a question because
I
Jonathan
love
gets
those
to do it.
questions. Yes,
From Pat, we have, when does new construction usually come on the market?
that's a great question. Actually, twice a year, September 15th and February 15th are the two biggest times that new construction starts build. Pat, good question. Those are the two biggest dates that new construction typically starts. Why? I'm thinking because they're trying to offset the winter months. September they start, they want to bang it out. They want to get it done before, let's say, December, January, if possible.
Well,
February,
they do have weather to deal with when they're building these houses.
absolutely. So those are the two biggest dates for new construction. That's going to be September 15th and February 15th. Great, Pat, great question. And any more questions like that or any other questions in real estate, please ask us. Two things it does. One, it helps educate us. Two, educate you. And three, if we don't know the answer, we're going to go and find out. But that's a great question. Um,
Any more predictions on your part there, Dave?
Yeah, I'm gonna come up with some more predictions for us. All right, let me. I had some more notes to myself. Okay.
Oh, you're working off of
All right.
notes.
I did make myself some notes because otherwise I'm all over the place and they go sideways and up and down and left and right. And I like to make sure that we're talking and everybody's not get bored based on my conversation with you. And I'm hoping that, by the way, we're going to talk about some of the guests coming in the show. It won't just be you and me in the show anymore. It'll be between now and March 1st. We have guests back to back to back, which I'm very excited about. We'll get that in a second. So, again, I'm going to say to you prediction number two, sales will hit a 10-year high. Okay, a 10-year high this year coming into the market. You have a house coming to the market. Two things are important. One, pricing your house correctly. And two, marketing your house correctly. That's the realtor's job. Okay. Number three is going to be you as the seller getting your house ready for sale, listening to your agent, asking them to make sure to tell you what you need to do, regardless of what the information is. You have to be ready to accept it. And if you listen to your agent, what's going to happen is you're going to find success. Your agent, by the way, you want to make sure you do a little research on them as well. How many homes have they sold, right? What kind of reputation they have in selling homes? And, you should try to do a little research on your agent as well. Social media is a big place to read about your agent. What have people wrote about to see and make you feel more comfortable? 10-year high, I think a 10% increase in minimum in home coming to market. Actually, Eric, I'm not sure if you're in the studio, if you can pull up how many homes we had come on the market. Let's just use New Haven County for the last year. Can you see how many
For the
homes?
last year?
Yes, is that possible? Is that something you can pull for me? How many homes came in the market
Well,
just in New Haven County? Uh,
so 100 well, this is pulling up
if you pull up
rentals too, but
active and closed,
search residential,
so,
single
guys, what we're trying to do
family.
is kind of come up with a little information for you to get an idea. Now, all markets aren't the same, but I'll tell you that to be fair, whether you're in New Haven County, Fairfield County, New London County, Litchfield County, um, the property amount of homes coming to the market are very similar. Um, Values are very similar. Properties where they have a better school system will always have more value in them. That's why a buyer, when they're shopping today, the first question they ask or want to know about is the school system. That doesn't mean if you have a poor school system where you live, you won't sell your house because I was actually, it's funny, Dan, I'm talking to Danny's friends over here in Florida, and one of them lives in Amsterdam, New York. And apparently in Amsterdam, New York, it's not a great location they were talking about. And with it not being a great location, they talked about the values being lower than normal. I said to the young man, I said, listen, right now, I don't care where you live, the property values are higher than they've ever been before. And he's like, you're right. My parents want to get out of here. They want to move to South Carolina. And I said to him, the value of your parents' house, if they do some work to it, is going to yield them more money than ever before. And it's a great time for them to sell. And he mentioned to me that the school system he's in is rated a 2 out of 10, right? So
That's New
well,
York.
so here's what I said to him. I said
I
two
was
out
a
of ten. I said,
product of the New York school system, by the way.
and you turned out to be all right. So in that being 2 out of 10, I said to him, here's the thing. Just because it's 2 out of 10 doesn't mean you can't get a good education. You just have to steer away from all the garbage that's in that school.
The
And if you can get
distractions.
distractions, thank you very much, better word, distractions, to if your child is focused, has good discipline, brought up correctly, knows how to focus. This kid's a straight A student in high school. He was a straight A student in high school. He actually goes to school in Utica. And it's funny because he's best friends, one of the kids that goes to Lynn University with Danny. And I said to him, what are you doing in Utica? You're freezing your chops off, if you will. And he said
I
he's
like the
studying cyber.
pause.
Right, I'm trying to get the right. He's studying cybersecurity. I said, Lynn University has one of the best cybersecurity programs in the country. And he said, really? I said, yeah. I said, I actually found out from another one of my clients that their son went to Lynn University for cybersecurity, and they're actually a Jamaican family, and they knew that. And why I'm saying that to you is because people from all over are focusing on where their kids should go to school, elementary, junior high, high school. Yes, very important. But if you have your kid was well disciplined. And Erik, what was the word you used? Focused on
Distracted.
doing well, just not distracted. It's a very big thing with home and parents and kids. Hopefully that they can stay straight. Anyway, all right, Erik, you were doing some research for us as I'm talking so much on the computer on the
Yeah, everything. The numbers are too high for me to pull up.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's over 5,000 for everything
okay,
that
so
I'm looking to do.
so let's just say there were 5,000 homes that came on the market this past year in all of Connecticut, which is not a lot because you have how many towns in the actually, Erik, do me a quick question, a quick favor. How many towns are in the state of Connecticut? Can you Google that for me?
Connecticut is
How
currently
many?
divided into 169 towns with distinct geographical boundaries. I'm
And
showing
you
off
have,
some of that New York education there.
I love it. As a matter of fact, it's funny you mentioned that because Pat Pagano, one of our best listeners, sent a text message to me at the same time as you mentioned that in 8 counties, 169 towns, right? I guess 150. I was close. You have about 5,000. Take 5,000 divided by that's nothing. I mean, we have how many? We have 3 point something million people in Connecticut, right? What's 5,000 homes? So
Oh,
that
it's
being
over
said,
5,000. It's over 5,000.
it's going to be this
It's going to be
year.
well over
Mark my
5,000.
this year. If you're listening to me, mark my words as a buyer. The largest amount of homes come to market, and at the same time, for you sellers who come to market, the highest sales in that market you're in. So both sides get a little something out of it. The interest rates are going to go up, guys. If you want to buy a house, stop, take your foot off the brake, call your realtor up, make sure that they know you're ready. Don't just you're ready, you're poking around on these dumb websites. You should have your realtor on MLS sending you property. So as soon as it comes to market, boom, you hit it. Okay. So if you're looking for property, get off these salesy websites, the realtor.com, the Zillow, the homes.com, all these garbage websites that you're looking at that by the time you see it,
Hmm.
it's already sold. All right. Call your realtor up. We would love to work for you. Erik and I would love to work with you. Our team would love to work for you. Please reach out to us. You can find us all over Facebook, Instagram, etc. We have great agents on our team. They're hungry, they're ready, and they got great people for you to talk to, mortgage wise, attorneys wise, inspection wise. We got to bring our inspection company back on the podcast too. All right, we are now at 5:30. I probably talked more than I should have. These guys are probably bored, Erik, of all of our conversations on this podcast today. I'm hoping you enjoyed the show today.
That's not possible. Do you
I'm
need
hoping.
Jonathan to spin the wheel?
Well, before we go to Jonathan, I just want to do a little highlight for people.
Okay, Jonathan can
All
hear
right,
us. Okay,
Jonathan,
just
before we go to the wheel, I just want to get people to know what we have coming on the show over the next month. Okay, we have Tiffany Katz coming on the show. Okay, from TMK Consulting. She specifically deals with kids with special needs and autism, and helping you as a parent if you have a child or you know somebody as a child who's slightly autistic, and looking for great schools in the towns in Connecticut on where they should go. Something that you definitely want to stay tuned for. It's going to be very near and dear to the heart. It's going to be very educational. She's a great girl, very bubbly, a lot of fun to talk to. All right. So we have that on the 11th. On the 18th, we have a special guest. His name is Wesley Eater. He's the owner of Bang Edibles. Now, this
hmm.
guy has done so much in the last 10 years in this edible industry and the distillery industry. He's going to be exciting to talk to you. I can't wait to have him on the show. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I'm hoping you bring samples for us all to try. Um, and then we have on the 25th, we
Jonathan
have
chuckled.
on the 25th, we have Ben Deverin coming back. Okay. Ben Deverin coming back to the show. He is our marketing guru. He's been sensational in so many things he's been doing. He's been across the country doing with many other companies and businesses, helping them grow. Very excited to have Ben back on the show. And that just marks off our calendar for January. In February, we have Kelly Murray coming on the show. Kelly Murray just opened up a beautiful place for dog grooming and somebody who also has for you, you're going on vacation. We're going to bring my pet so I can go on vacation to Florida or Jamaica or anywhere in the world. You need to know where you can have someone who can take care of your dog, clean them up, make them pretty. And when you come home, they're going to be in the greatest mood and spirits and happiness. Let's talk about February 8th. February 8th, we have Heather Knotts. Heather Knotts coming on the show, talking about the business she does with all the beautiful tumblers that Erik has in his hand over there and all the different elements of things she makes. Um, we have on February 15th, we have Robbie Katz from Goodies. Now, Robbie Katz, if you know Robbie Katz, is one of the funniest guys you're ever going to meet or talk to. Him and his brother David, the owners of Goodies, it's been the family for the last two generations, let's just say, okay? At least one, maybe two generations. It's a place that you go to for all your supplies when it comes to hardware, paint, or just a good laugh. Nicest people in the world. Goodies Hardware on February 15th. February 22nd, we have Beth Body. She is a financial advisor. Now, Beth is going to help you learn about what 401ks are, how to get involved in it, how to learn about investing, because you haven't probably done it yet. You want to know how to invest in your future. That's just some of the people that are coming on the show for the next couple months. I'm excited for you guys. Eric and I are excited to have them on the show. We're going to have a lot of fun. And with all that being said, we're going to end that with a very exciting ending of the show, the spinning wheel, and who wins the tumbler this week.
Tumblr
Jonathan,
time.
take it away. It's so small, I can barely
Jonathan
see it.
doesn't have a microphone, so
It's probably better.
okay. Molly Dunn.
Molly Dunn, congratulations, Molly.
What has
We're very
Molly
excited.
done?
Molly has done a lot because she came and put her name on that spinner wheel. By the way, everybody, just a reminder, please go to YouTube, go to Team Powerhouse Real Estate, hit subscribe, watch all of these podcasts at any time you want to watch them. Number two, go to our our TikTok, Team Powerhouse Sells. Go to Facebook, go to Instagram. I got my boy Danny coming in the background to say hello to everybody. He wanted to say what's up and a shout out. And please, 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 all right,
Nobody coming in
please,
behind me. Okay. No. What
please
happened?
support. Stay tuned. And if you want to come on our show, you have a
246.
business,
Wow.
let us know what's going on.
I
You said,
asked
wow.
Jonathan for an update on how many TikTok followers we have.
Yes.
Take a guess. You probably already know this because you're.
To be honest with you, I had been out. I'm going to say that we're over 200, right?
Yeah, I didn't know it was that high.
It's actually every week been increasing, which has been so exciting. Our goal is at 1,000 minimum. I'm hoping that if you guys watching the show, a lot of people who are older don't have TikTok. I'm learning, but you know what? It's a great place to find many different elements of real estate and things you never thought are out there. So please follow us. And by the way, one more thing: you're in the car on the drive. Spotify, the Powercast. Go in there in Spotify, type in the Powercast. All of our shows, all 27, 28 shows we've done over the last year. We're so excited for this season number 2. We're very excited to bring you some very exciting guests. And again, if you want to be on the show, we would love to have you. Let's promote your business. Let's let people know who you are. And thank you so much for staying with us this time every day, every Tuesday. All right. Eric,
Yo.
I love you, man. Thank you so much for being with me today. Jonathan, thank you so much for your help. And we are going to sign off. See you later.